57 teams from 30 colleges are going to demonstrate their theme, and the students have to show the final video and stand up to scrutiny, or a viva if you like, by an IIT Bombay faculty jury. So please join us to experience and to witness the achievements of these youngsters in the e-Yantra competition. Join us to celebrate their achievements. Jai Hind.
Hi guys, so we will be starting our event for today. So I am Kinshuk Singh. I am the PR for Robotics and Automation Society of IEEE MSIT, and so I'll be conveying all your questions and doubts to to our speaker today, Mr. Rahul Mishra. And if you have any doubts or queries you want to clarify, so you can type it in the comment section, and I'll be noting down all the comments, all the questions. And so, our speaker for today, Mr. Rahul Mishra, has served Red Cat Labs as electronics engineer, and he has also worked as a drone developer in BotLab Dynamics. He is currently serving e-Yantra as a junior project technical assistant, and he has also interned with e-Yantra, which is organized by IIT Bombay. So I'll like Mr. Rahul Mishra to start.
Yeah, thanks, Kinsuk, for the intro part. So I guess that's pretty much for the intro. So let's move on to what we are here to discuss. So let's have a quick overview of what I'm going to discuss in today's discussion. So first of all, you know, I just let you guys know about what is robotics currently for a beginner or who just wanted to start, and then we will go on discussing about the pretty much asked out about where to get started and that stuff. And at the most of the focus of all the discussion that we are going to have today um, is about e-Yantra. So let's start with what robotics is. So, guys, maybe you have a various thinking about what robotics is. So, but for beginners, which don't, I think, which don't want to look for a very hard project or such stuff, robotics is just creating a machine which can help you with your daily tasks or work, which can involve, or which the creation of such machines can involve working with the programming and electronics component. So that's pretty much robotics is. Robotics is just a part of engineering in which you develop things which can help you in the daily tasks or some difficult tasks which you can't be solvable by humans, which we will see how this is how Yantra also implements its theme. So actually, Yantra this year implemented a theme in disaster management, that how robotics can help in maintaining the disaster management. I will talking in details about such stuff. So stay connected, and let's proceed on most confusing topic about where to get started. So if you ask me how I started, so it's a long story, but I will tell you in the short. So where to get started? So when I was in 10th class, one of someone who is living nearby my house just brought up a robot and showed it to me. And at that time, I'm not very much aware of what that robot is or what that robot does. But he told me about this is a line following robot, and that robot is also from Yantra. So Yantra provided that robot to him, and he had to do certain tasks with that robot. So he showed it to me. It was quite astonishing for me because I have never seen such a thing like this in my entire life. So in 10th class only, I thought that I will create this line follower robot. I go over to the web searching for the things and how to make LFR or something like that. But actually, that at that time, it was quite confusing for me to understand all the programming and electronic stuff. I don't even know about the infrared sensor and all these things. So then, but then I decided that no matter what, I will make this project whenever I will go into the college, and that's the very certain point that I'm going to make this project. So when I was in the first year, I learned the programming stuffs. I learned about the electronic components, and then I started creating stuffs. Then I ended up in at the year end. I ended up in creating that line follower robot. The point which I'm trying to convey is that in if you want to start something in robotics, you have to find something which fascinates you, which attracts you to make a machine or a robo or simply a small type of electronic component which you can program and can help you in your tasks. So small example will be like a bottle refilling machine. You can think of that it can help you in refilling the bottle again and again. So this is all robotics is, just helping in your daily life or helping in things which you can't do normally. So in order to get started, just find something to work upon. Find a small and a very small project that you can do and which fascinates you. And also I got sometimes a doubt that yeah, we can think of something that we want to create, but we don't know that we will get motivated throughout the project. So the simple answer to this is that just get yourself into the project. And it's tough to be started, but when you start you will find that it's too much fascinating. It will drive you in and you will never find it boring, or you never feel it demotivating to quit or something else. And that's a process, just of getting started is the difficult step one can ever do. After that you can in robotics you can look for some basic things regarding your project, looking over how a complete mindset of creating a project. I will sharing my own, but maybe people have some different mindset. But the easiest one is to get cover all your basics of what you are going to create. Or if you are not on to creating something, you're just interested in robotics, want to try out that whether I'm not interested or interested in it. So go on to the web, look for different things, look for the community what they are doing, look for the beginner projects. The LFR is being the most easy projects for nowadays. If someone is in fourth year and he started making LFR, that is quite not acceptable. Now you are in fourth year, you have to some do some major projects. So if you are in first year and you want to start, just go over to the basics, look for the various sensor for components. That's pretty much for starting the robotics. But I'm not going to discuss in depth because there's a lot to cover where to get started. And this discussion is not meant to be about the very first step. This will be a quite go through about how your entire journey to a major project or ended up in some huge competition. So that's why I'm not going to cover it in depth, or else we have a short time span to discuss over it. So moving on to the next step. So when you create your very first project, you feel very nice that yeah, I have created something which works, which helps you, which excites you. I know, you know when you done that, you suddenly jump on to the next project, that now I will think of creating this and this, and the cycle continues. That's how it happens with me. I completed my first project as an LFR, then I worked upon a maid solver robot. But this is not the only thing you can do. If you will ask me that, okay, so I completed my project, I followed all your points, I got into the why I want to pursue robotics, why I want to do robotics as a hobby, or I want to carry it as a profession or something like that. I even created my very basic project at the beginning. But after that, what we will do, something doing a very big project at a very initial stage is not an easy thing. So that's if you are quite comfortable in making easy project, go with it. But then test your ability that you can able to manage it, or may able to handle all the stuffs that you are doing in your projects. So a good way to test is the competitions. So if you will ask me how I ended up in all the competitions, I just look over for the tech fest of all the colleges organized all around all around Delhi. As I'm living in Delhi, I don't go away far for participating. But if it's all your preference, if you want to go and compete with others, so I started in competing with a line follower robotics competition. I won many of them. Then I went over to the maze solver competition. I won many of them, and that's quite interesting part. The competitions are the most interesting part in robotics. The more you compete, the more you will get to know that if I am good at it or I can improve it. So I would say that if you are into the robotics and you started, if you are someone who is already started in robotics, if you are here just to listen about how to go after that, creating an initial project or just created a bot, but I don't know now what to do. So you can just go and participate in competition. But let me tell you, this all competitions are just smaller level competitions, and you can judge yourself in maybe 20 or 30 students, maybe 2 to 3 colleges participate in that competition, and that's for the very first starting of your competition part. Now the major part is the major part I'm going to discuss in this about is the two competitions which are so valuable to someone in the robotics. Robotics is not bounded by any branch, whether you are in CSE, whether you are in ECE, whether you are in EE. Either you must have a little knowledge of everything, or you have a team which can if you know, if you are good at electronics, someone is quite helpful in programming, you can join him. And someone is quite good in mechanical stuffs or making joints and such kind of stuffs, you can take him in the team. So the two of the most valuable competitions here we have is e-Yantra, okay, and the SIH, Smart India Hackathon. I hope many of you guys have heard, but if you are not aware of that, I will discuss in detail of e-Yantra only. Why I am not discussing about SIH? Because of the two reasons. First of all, SIH is quite rare, to get into it, because the problem will always be given to you in very already given to you, and you have to make your own mindset to solve that problem. And the second thing, they judge students only by comparing their the presentation. It's a luck factor involved somewhere, that if your PPT is got selected, then you are got selected. You can't able to show your potential, that how much you can able to do in electronics or robotic stuff. So I found unfair at that point. I found SIH unfair at that point, because it basically judge someone only over to the over the presentation. If your presentation is not good, you will be rejected. If your presentation is good, then only you can move to the next. But then the second competition, which is in e-Yantra, this is a so special competition and a must competition for everyone in the engineering background. If you are from any branch and just want to taste of robotics, just want to check your knowledge of programming also, even, you can jump into the e-Yantra and participate in it. I will be discussing a lot about this, but let's focus on why e-Yantra and SIH is the only two I am considering them right now. So the very important reason for considering it right now is that SIH and e-Yantra are the national level competition. You don't get any competitors from just your college or someone around you. It is basically nationwide, and e-Yantra this year pushes their boundaries. They make this competition international. So now they are also allowing international students to join e-Yantra and participate in the robotics competition. Also, the quite fascinating thing about e-Yantra is going to reveal right now, but let's focus on this topic. So when you judge yourself on the nationwide trends, if you compare with your knowledge skills or your competitive skills in all over the nation, you will find yourself either too good at it or feel motivated to at least reach to the just when I won small competitions like this happen in college, line follower competitions and math solver, I was quite happy, but that's not enough competition there. So in order to judge yourself whether you are too good at it or you need a scope of improvement, you have to participate in such competition. So now talking about e-Yantra. So before talking about e-Yantra, let me share you a PowerPoint presentation. Just just a second. Okay, so this presentation is merely quite of an overview of what e-Yantra is. I will be discussing in depth after this slides over, or we will be discussing over the slide what e-Yantra is. So basically, e-Yantra is an initiative by IIT Bombay, which is currently sponsored by MHRD. And the main goal of them is to impart the knowledge all over the nation about the robotics and embedded system and the knowledge of programming. Now, why I am saying that their mission is to impart knowledge to all around the nation, because e-Yantra is not just a robotics competition or even not a competition. It's a learning process. The entire e-Yantra, I will share with you my journey of e-Yantra, but then also let's get into the brief what e-Yantra is. So e-Yantra started as an initiative by IIT Bombay to impart knowledge to all over the nation about embedded system programming and robotic stuff. So that's about their mission. So now moving on to the various initiatives e-Yantra providing. So e-Yantra robotics competition, the very first started, in which you will compete all along the nation. uh, I will discussing about that EYRC, but let's focus on the other things also. So then we have e-Yantra innovation challenge. e-Yantra innovation challenge is only restricted to the ELSI lab college, who those who have ELSI labs. Then we have e-Yantra symposium also, that's also restricted to only ELSI labs. And then we have EYRC. In this, we are being provided an internship program by e-Yantra. So before that, before going on to the further about each and every details of this, let's look onto the what an EYRC looks like. So this is the very first national level competition in which I participated, and this is the best competition I participated in my entire engineering career. So what E-Yantra robotics competition is? So in E-Yantra robotics competition, all along the nationwide student participate in this. We have a team of 4 students which we participate in the robotics competition, no matter in which stream they are, no matter in which stream you are, in fact, and you can participate in the robotics competition. So how the role is that they will teach you everything. The big point of this is not you already don't aware of what you are going to prepare. For example, let me take an example that if I want to participate in a line follower robotics competition of a certain college in a certain tech fest, then I'm already aware that I have to create a line follower robot which is best, which can compete with others, and maybe can lead me to the victory. But there's something special about E-Yantra is that you're not even aware of what your project will be, what your the dead end project will be. So what is this E-Yantra robotics competition is that you registered, you will ask about various questions about your interest, about your knowledge about different things, such like do you have a good enough knowledge of embedded system and programming and certain stuff. And one thing I will like to make you clear about that, Yantra doesn't focus that you are already a genius or you already worked on various projects. Yantra is a learning process. It's not just a competition, it's an entire learning process. Yantra robotics competition is always a win-win situation. Either you will win, either you will get the first position or get the cash prize and goodies, or either you will learn a lot of stuffs throughout the journey. So, talking about me, I also participated in E-Yantra robotics competition. I get to the competition stage, but can't able to win. But the journey itself is so amazing. My teammates are also helped me in this competition. But talking about the journey itself, so Yantra starts at the previous year Yantra started to take an entrance exam based upon programming language and certain knowledge of mathematics and embedded system. But this year they completely removed that. They thought it might be unfair because you are just rejected on a certain piece of paper. So what Yantra does is that they divide their competition into 2 parts: stage 1 and stage 2 part. In stage 1 we have a simulation round in which the things we have to perform in real hardware, we first have to perform over the software, the simulation software. At the start, if you are very present at the very start of this discussion, you have seen our drone, survey and rescue drone. So that's what my project is. So first we did that on you know a simulation software, and then we put it on it in the hardware. So what's special about this is that when we are into the Yantra and the very first day, our theme, they have various themes regarding this. Various themes regarding this. For example, I have survey and rescue. Someone has supply board. Someone has bipedal patrol fish. So these are the different, and these are quite interesting. This is not just like a normal robotics competition in which you just got a single project and you have to compete with each other. This is completely an exciting journey. So when we got our theme, I am not aware of and even a single thing regarding that project. I just got to know that you are assigned survey and rescue drone, and start looking over for the they provided each and every resources with us. So first of all, we have to work on Linux. They provided a detail on how to use Linux, how to dual boot, or what is at least a basic knowledge of Linux, so that you can perform all your tasks with an ease. After that, there is a platform, ROS, robotic operating system, which we used over to control our bot in simulation and in real life also. So they provided a tutorial about ROS, how to perform, how you can use ROS. So they first teach you everything. They first teach you everything about regarding the competition, all the basic knowledge that you must acquire. Then they will tell you to do your project work. So we got assigned about the simulation stuff, designing survey and rescue drones, how they perform in simulation. They just wanted to us to get familiar how a drone actually works. So that's for the simulation round, and after that, you will be provided with the hardware. So basically, they provided us with a drone and all the essential the good thing about this ieyantra robotics competition is that they provided you all the hardware you need, and they don't charge any cost for this hardware kit. In last year there is not even a single penny you will ask for even participation, but this year they have some registration fee, but that is quite that is they have put it because they have included various things which I am going to discuss. But let's jump on to the other things also. After that, any confusion about the Yantra robotics competition, we will look over for that. So uh, these are just the the location where we have participants all over the India in Yantra robotics competition. So by looking at this, you can only judge that how huge is this competition and how great it would be in getting this all along, competing with everyone all over the nation. So so these are the this EYRC based technically take a theme to implement each and every year. So this year theme is a disaster management theme, and in this themes we have these projects: survey and rescue, constructor ward, supply ward, bipedal, rapid rescuer, and patrol fish. All the this is, and the skills you are seeing, that robotic operating system, image processing, drone control. So they focuses on this skill. So they don't at start I'm not even aware of ROS, image processing, or anything else, but going through all over the EYRC, I got to know about such cool stuff that I'm pretty sure that if someone asks me any doubt regarding this, I can surely help in him in the project. And also maybe many of you guys are wondering what is this ROS, and what is this path planning algorithm, and these things. But when you participate in Yantra robotics competition, you don't need to be aware of all these things. You just, even if you have a decent amount of knowledge of programming, that would be sufficient. Or even if you don't have that also, still you should participate in EYRC, because they teaches you on how to get to the end point. So that's a very huge plus point for the EYRC Yantra robotics competition to participate into it. And looking over for the other things which Yantra provide is that Yantra Innovation Challenge. Although this is quite limited to only to the ELSI colleges. If you don't know ELSI colleges, so ELSI colleges are those colleges which partnered with Yantra, and Yantra helps them to develop a lab, entire lab. There's an Yantra lab over in ELSI colleges, in which you can go and learn things. They provided with you each all types of boards if you are into the Arduino or 8051 microcontrollers and these stuff, so you can judge, you can learn these things and prepare yourself after this learning process. They impart a competition to all over the ELSI colleges about Yantra Innovation Challenge, in which all students from ELSI colleges participate and put up a nice idea and show their working projects on what they developed by using the help of ELSI colleges. But then also it's quite limited to the ELSI colleges only. And if you want your colleges to get into the to get in ELSI lab, Yantra lab setup initiative, then you can just mail them at helpdesk.yantra.org. I will provide the email, and you can just ask your someone from your college to represent. You can't just represent for the lab setup. Either any of your faculty member which is interested in Yantra can contact him, and they help them to develop this Yantra lab initiative. And then you can able to participate in Yantra innovation challenges. So that's what I have covered in. I guess I covered this about Yantra innovation, that you have to use the labs, you have to come up something creative and compete with the other colleges who have ELSI labs. So, and at the year end, they also discuss about how labs are performing, what changes can be done to all the labs to make it more efficient, make it quite worthy. So that's all discussed in the Yantra symposium, and that's the 2019 highlights. I'm not going to cover in details, because also my college is also not in the ELSI labs, unfortunately. And at the last but not the least, this is the most amazing part Yantra offers: Yantra summer internship. Those students who got selected for the finals or reached the finals don't necessarily be the winners, get a chance to participate in the summer internship program. So what is this summer internship program? I actually in the summer internship program, my internship finished July last month. So this is the quite amazing part. this is the best internship I ever have in my college life. So what they did is that they will assign you a project, they will assign you mentors, you go all along day to perform. This year due to lockdown we can't able to go to the IIT Bombay, but this is not any lockdown or this coronavirus pandemic, then we should have get a chance to go into the IIT Bombay, and there only we have to do all the tasks. There is a fixed schedule of 12 to 6 p.m. Of working schedule for the summer internship, and it's quite good. But then also we did this internship remotely over Discord channels, and it's an most interesting part because first of all you got an internship that is a completely good thing in engineering itself, and the second thing is that you get paid for the entire internship. And then you got this is also then also coming back that E-Yantra always in which in whatsoever the competition or whatsoever the thing E-Yantra provided, they provided a great depth knowledge of the project they are doing on. So then in this also we developed a complete simulated drone model. Maybe I'll show you that drone model at the discussion at the end of this presentation. But that's the E-Yantra summer internship program that they provide a 7 week or 6 week internship program. They provide you a project that you have to work on, and then they provide you the mentors. Mentors are quite helpful in everything. If you are not aware of something or some skills you are missing, you can ask them how to improve that, how to get to know that, and they will help you with this. So this is the last E-Yantra finishes its year end with this um, um, just a second. Yandra finishes its internship, its year by providing this internship. So that's it for the internship. I must say that you guys, I wonder if you can able to do this. And then Yantra Lab Setup Initiative. This also I talked about already, that you can ask someone from your faculty to contact to Yantra, and they will help your college to set up Yantra Lab. It's just a stats of established lab over the year of Indra. So that's it for the presentation. Now coming back, just a second. So I hope I covered most of the things from Yantra. I will taking the doubts later on, but let's just focus on the key points from Yantra. So. Uh, So this year, Yantra is charging a nominal fees 500 for a team. But if you registered before 28th, it will they have a 20% discount that you can participate a team. A team just charge over 2,000, and if you are 4 members, each participant just have to pay a 500 rupees. So a very common doubt that many of you guys may have, that why they are charging fees, because last year or what, Yantra never charged a single penny throughout from when they are established to right now, but this year they are charging. This is due to the fact that they are they are providing all the courses. You don't even have to know anything, any knowledge over, you don't have to look over for the web about anything. They provide the entire package within itself, within the robotics competition, all the MOOC courses related to that, all the prior knowledge that you must have in order to do your tasks. So that's why they charge nominal fees. And if you compare over that Udemy courses or something like that, very facilitating courses, you have to pay 15,000 to 10,000, or maybe even if cheap also, then you have to pay 3,000 to 6,000. But this year they just put it everything in their entire in the robotics competition. So that's why they are charging a very nominal fees. I guess that's 500 is not that much that students can't just spend on learning a very interesting thing. And the second thing is that no matter where you are, no matter how much knowledge you have, no matter in which you are, and no matter in which EC or CS, in which whatever your stream is, just get into the EYRC. Let's have just have a taste of what robotics competitions really like. Just if you are already participating in the tech fest and thinking that this is the coolest stuff, then you should have at least once look over for the Yantra, what they offer and what kind of competition over there. So I would focus on focusing again on this, that no matter what try to be in EYRC, if you don't even able to win, then also it's a quite a good experience overall. And by quite good experience, I mean a quite a good learning experience overall. So also there are various benefits related to E-Yantra itself, because when I was participated in E-Yantra, I just put it on my resume that I participated in the E-Yantra robotics competition, which is already ongoing. But then also I mentioned over just to so that I got just have Ieyantra over the name is also quite beneficial. Then I went over to the IIT Delhi Tech Incubator Cell. There they have an internship for the drones. And when they saw in my resume that I am working on the Ieyantra robotics competition, they saw a bit of my project of currently what I am doing at that time, at that moment, what I was doing. So they immediately told me to join in. And then also this helps in your Yantra itself helps in you getting internship over the things which is related to the Yantra. And also they also provide internship by their own, Yantra summer internship program. But that is that if you get into the finals, then only you have the chance. So if you can't even able to go to the finals, then also participating in Yantra and grabbing all the knowledge that they share, they provide you is something very interesting. They share all the knowledges. And you know this is also this is new also for me, that what kind of courses and what kind of stuffs they are going to provide this year, because this year they put it a hard effort over the Yantra robotics competition due to two things. Because there is already lockdown ongoing, so they are not very sure that you guys able to join colleges and do the work over there. So the main focus maybe this year is going to be about software simulation. But hopefully if by the year end all this lockdown get lifted up, then they will provide you with the robotics kit and all the things necessary for your projects. So summing everything up, so because many of colleges are limited to the ELSI, so still there is only a very big opportunity to participate in a Yantra robotics competition. It will end up the registration over 17th September, I guess. And 20 before, if you registered before 28th August, you will get a huge discount. So I will say you surely look over for the Yantra robotics competition, participate in that. You will get to know more about robotics. Their mentor itself, if you get assigned some mentors or something like that, they will tell you all around the stuffs about robotics, how interesting it can go. So I must say that you participate in the robotics competition this year. So now moving on, if moving on, I would like to take some doubts if any of you guys have. So Kinshuk, are you noting any of the doubts and like to entertain right now? I can take some of the doubts.
Yeah, I've been noting down all the doubts. So just a second. What are the maximum number of members in a team?
Okay, so Yantra, provides that you can participate in a team of four. Although there is there is no provision that they all belong to the single stream or such things. If you are from a single college, that's it. You there is a limited number of four member per team, so you can participate in the number of four.
Okay. So I am interested in robotics. So how should I join robotics, or what should I do further from the basic? Matlab, I don't know
Okay.
anything. So how should I start?
So I've in the very start I focused on this, that if you want to be in robotics or in such stuff, go look over for a project which you find easy and quite interesting to you, and start doing that, so that you feel motivated toward it. You can take any project, but if you will take any project, you won't be motivated towards the project throughout your end to the project. Maybe you can't even able to achieve the end. So the big thing is that find an interest point of interest or project of interest, and then started grabbing all the knowledge over the web about. For example, in my case, I started over LFR, so I go over the web. What is what is LFR, what it do, and how to create, how to replicate it. So starting in, if you want to start, try replicating something which interests you. So that's how you can start in the robotics.
Okay. So there's a question: is mechanical and automation engineering related to robotics?
Yeah, if you see mechanical and automation engineering or it's quite cover a major section of robotics. If you are quite good at programming and quite good at mechanical stuff, then also you can participate in you can involve yourself in robotics. If you just need a little bit of help in if you need help in robotics, you can ask your fellow mates or someone which can help you. But if then also if you want to do completely independently, you can do over that. There is a no stream bounding over in getting into robotics.
Okay. So there's one question, like suppose I'm in first year and I want, matlab, I am in CSE or some XYZ stream, and I have an option to upgrade in the second year. So which stream is most likely, or which is more related to robotics?
So if you'll ask me which theme is most related to robotics, so that's quite self-explanatory. That's ECE, because you got the knowledge of electronics also, and you got the knowledge of programming also, and that's all the stuff you need for robotics. But if you are in CSE also,
Okay.
then there is also not a there is not a bad merits or demerits of being in CSE and or in you have interest in robotics. You can just do robotics being in CSE also. You can get the components, you can have watch the tutorials, get them assembled, and then judge your programming knowledge over the robots. Is it performing correctly or not? So there is no stream boundedness over so I would not say you to get into the another stream if you are just into the robotics and want to upgrade or downgrade your stream for robotics only.
Okay. So can you? There's one question. Can you please break down e-Yantra tasks? What, matlab, by stage by stage?
Okay, so Yantra, when we the last year when we were in Yantra, so they have two stages, stage one and stage two. There is also a stage zero, but in stage zero they just provide you the basic knowledge of a Linux operating system if they are going to use, and the basic knowledge of or if they will teach you on how to get installed all the software on the related to the Yantra, the project itself. And in the first stage, you get a simulation round in which you have to perform all the tasks which they tell you to perform in the simulation only. And then there is a stage two in which you have to perform all the tasks which you did in simulation or into the hardware itself. In our case, we have a drone as a hardware. So whatever we did in simulation, we have to do over that in the drone itself. And then there comes the final stage in which all over the selected participant, each round is an elimination round, comes with an elimination. Teams get eliminated over that. And at final, there are maybe 7 to 8 teams from each project that get into the finals, and then they finally compete in the IIT Bombay itself, and the winners got selected. So that's how the breakdown of EYRC.
Okay. So people are asking, is there any site or particular source from which we should start learning our basics?
In my case, I don't prefer a single site or something like that to start learning the basic. The thing is that, if you just Google out or if you just find out the web, the basic of robotics, you got to know that there you must learn about certain sensors, certain knowledge of programming. So there's not a site, a particular site that can teach you everything regarding this. You have to switch over to the different sites or different YouTube channels to look over for the stuff that can help you over the project. So there is I won't consider you choosing off for a single site, a single website for grabbing all the knowledge.
Okay. So what should be our approach while learning robotics? Like things which we should read and learn.
Okay,
Like
so
पहले क्या करें, basically.
okay, so if you are going into robotics and trying something out, then if you are in programming, you just got started programming by making some simple calculators, testing some logics, testing some if else codes, some while loops. But in robotics, there is you can't just go on and try these stuffs. You have to be sure about a very small project in itself. Just a blinking of an LED is also a project for a if someone wants to start in the robotics and is beginning. So even blinking an LED with a microcontroller is itself a project. So if you want to start, you just have to learn about certain sensors, about the microcontroller. What what first the very first step is that you have to select for a project which you want to do, and look over for the components that is required by the project itself, and then you get started about collecting all the knowledge about the components. So that's how you roll into the project.
Okay. So how should how to get through the competition and stay motivated throughout it if someone's a beginner and don't even know basics?
Okay, so I focused in the start also. If you want to get motivated all along your robotics thing, so you should have to look over for an interesting project which excites you, which makes you that yeah, I will do this no matter what, no matter how much knowledge I have to gain, no matter how much effort I have to make. Then you have to be in you have to find a project to do. And the second thing in which in which you can keep motivated is that participating in competitions like e-Yantra itself, because many of these students just started in the Yantra and get to the finals, reach there, and even become the winner. Because Yantra doesn't require you to be a professional or something like that. It just need that you have to just take part in that competition, and it will already get you involved throughout. So you don't even feel of getting demotivation. It's not just like programming that you have spent hours and hours just programming stuffs, or trying your programming knowledge. It's something of physical. So whenever you see something happening in front of your eyes, it's already excited you. So I don't think if you start you even feel like getting demotivated or something like that.
Okay. So there's a question like, since we have only a month in our hand before the competition starts from now, which skill should we learn in this time?
Okay, so first of all, don't be afraid that there is only a month. Yantra gives very deadline, a very good amount of time to perform the task which they gave you. So in the last year, even for installation of the software, they provided us 15 days. That take this 15 days, uh, get handy with your software, get handy with the operating system if you have never used the Linux operating system. But then also, if you want to learn something before they actually announces all the themes or all the stuffs that what's going to happen this year, you can start learning programming, because you can't easily get to the know about what components or what type of things they are going to use. But that's a very sure thing that they are going to use programming. And if you just look over for programming, and if you will ask me that in particular which specific language should I learn in this one, so there is no specific language. But also, if you would like to me to tell if something is preferred over something, then I will say in robotics you can just learn C programming and Python programming, and that would be pretty much for the Yantra robotics competition itself. In any case, if there is a difference that if they are not using the Python or they are not using the C, then also they will provide you the concept that how to do this task without getting the deep knowledge of that programming. So don't be afraid of even Yantra robotics competition that I am not aware of all the topics or something like that. They will teach you everything you need to know about the robotics competition, and there is a very huge journey. It started in the registration started in August, but the final happens in April or March, April. They have finals occurs. So there is a very big deadline to learn everything and each stuff. So don't be afraid of that.
Okay. So मतलब ई यंत्रा के अलावा where will we get the internships or training in robotics
Okay,
except from e
so yeah. So actually, I don't want to consider training right now, because I never went to training. And many of from many friends I have that in they go in training, they just learn basic things which you can even able to learn from YouTube and sites, and they spend 15,000 over that. That's I don't like that stuff, but it's your choice. If you want to get to know basics by paying that much, you can go over for the training. You can look over for the over the internet. There are many companies which can provide you the training, and there is a EM Tech. Many of you guys even heard of EM Tech. They provide you the training of electronics and stuff. But if you ask me the internship, then I can tell you. So first of all, in if you want to be in internship, this is sure that you have to get knowledge of everything that they requires. So looking over for the internshala, you will find many internship over there about the electronics, or even if the robotics stuff. You got to know that which skills they require, and you can judge yourself that whether you are compatible with that particular internship or not. And if you will ask me that if there is a how to get into the internship itself, so then also I will just say that being EYRC, because there you will develop a lot of skills which will match with the internship provided over the internshala, or else you can go to the various colleges which have tech incubators unit cells, just like IIT Delhi one have, Ambedkar Institute of Technology one have. So you can go over for them and look for the various labs. They provide some internship, and you can participate into the internship. And also e-Yantra also provide the internship, but that's mandatorily that you have to reach into the finals to get an internship in e-Yantra, and that's a very huge opportunity. So this is a loop. Wherever I talk, and I ended up in talking about the Yantra. So I must say that you participate in Yantra, got good knowledge, or if not Yantra, if you just don't want to be in the robotics competition from the very first year, just grab the knowledge which if you look over for the many internship, you got to know that there is something common they ask, just like C programming and the embedded system knowledge. Grab the knowledge, apply for the internship from the internshala, or you can reach out to the incubator cell itself to get the internship.
Okay, so the next question is ki, can you break down e-Yantra task stage by stage?
Actually, I already covered this, but still, I would like if someone want to know, if someone missed that, I'm repeating this that, and at this time, I would tell you that how my task is, breakdown in stage. So in stage 0, I already told you we have some software to install. That all we did, and then after the going into the stage 1, we have a simulation of a drone which we have to control. By programming we have to make it hover to a particular point in that 3D space of the simulation. So that's our 1.1. Stages also have different sub stages. So stage 1 has this sub stage of 1.1, in which we have to maneuver the drone over a point. Then we have a sub stage 1.2, in which we have to make the drone hover over to all the given points in that 3D space. Then we have the stage 2, in which we have a drone in the physical drone, and we have to make it hover it to a particular point. Then we have the stage 2.2, in which we have to design an algorithm to there is a check box onto the floor, and there is a camera mounted over to the ceiling. So we have to scan off all the boxes over black boxes on that check boxes flag sheet. So that's our stage 2.2. Then we got into the stage 2.3. Stage 2.3 is detecting, we have a beacon system, red beacon, blue beacon, and green beacon. So we have to identify which beacon is being turned on at which moment and at which location. And after that in the final round, we have to sum all over this. We have to fly the drone to the required points, the required beacons, make it to the make it there hover for the particular time which they provide. In our case, that is 5 seconds, 3 seconds. So that's how the if you don't get into it, you can't even able to understand what I'm saying. But this is a brief point which I'm talking about, the brief breakdown of how our stages are broken down. But different projects have a different approach and different breakdowns. So that's how basically the breakdown is. The simulation, a very very out stage is like they provide us the simulation round first, and then they provide you with the hardware to perform all the tasks which you done in the simulation.
Okay, so there's a question. Can you please show your project video or something related to the project you made?
Okay, I can share you the my project as an intern over the we can't able to share the last year um, robotics competition video because that is prohibited by Yantra. But I can show you the internship work. We actually have a Yantra exhibition also. So yeah, I shared the links over the groups if anyone want to join the exhibition. But I can show you the internship work. I think that is. I hope that is not prohibited to Yantra. So just hang on a second. I'm going to show you.
Okay,
Okay,
okay.
so I can share. I can share. Just give me a
Yeah.
second. I can share.
So there's only two more questions left. And one is, how is the initial selection process of the how is the initial selection process after we register ourselves as a team in the Yantra competition?
Okay, so I will taking this question just after finishing this video. I'm just sharing the video. Give me a second. After that, I will
Okay.
take this question. Okay, I hope the video is visible. Is that visible?
Yeah.
Okay. So, okay. So this is our task. So let Tony tell me when to start. So basically, this is all this work is on ROS, robotics operating system. At the start, I am also not aware of anything like I have never even heard about ROS before. So Yantra helped me to get over to the knowledge and to get over the all the things which we required to get to know about ROS. So let's
Yeah.
move over to the So see this. This is the arena, or you can say the platform. So each black box over here has a location identified as A1, A2, A3, A4, A5, A6, and then we have beacons over there. A red beacon, blue beacon, and green beacon. Red beacon means an immediate rescue is required, and blue beacon is a medicine required, and green beacon means food required. This is our drone. You see, there is a marker over there. I won't get into the more details of this because this is also a very huge topic in itself. So let me play this video and finish this video, and then I will tell you about how actually we break down the stages of this hardware implementation. So see this, the first beacon showed up as a food. So it went over there, it feeded the food, then go over to the medicine, started. But as soon as the drone saws that there is a rescue needed, it immediately went over to the rescue. And if you want to complete the rescue mission, you have to hover it there for 5 seconds and then come back to the base. So the point this drone is hovering is actually the base. So this goes on to serving food, medicine, and rescue. So now I can exactly tell you how our theme is got breaking down into the stage two part. So at the stage two part, this is this drone. This is Pluto drone, and we have to design an algorithm to make it fly over to the point or to go over to the certain points A1, A2, A3, A4, A5, A6. And then in the second round, we have a overhead camera fitted at the ceiling, and then we have to identify all these check boxes, this black check boxes, and identify their location, that where is A1, where is A2, and all these things. I don't even aware of a thing in this project. But the learning process of Yantra is so good that eventually I learned everything how to perform this task. And after that, the cell recognition is being done. Then we have to recognize about the beacons, at which point the beacons turn on and which color they are turning on. So there is a image recognition, come over OpenCV and stuffs. I don't even worked even a single time before on OpenCV. So this is my very first time working in OpenCV, and I feel like I did quite well over there. And and at the end, you have to do is that you have to make the algorithm for the drone, so that it can schedule the all the tasks, food task, medicine task, rescue task, and gain the maximum score. So that's how stage is broken down in Yantra, and this is my video of Yantra robotics competition. Now, let me also share with you a video of my internship. Actually, what we did in internship.
Okay, so can you please tell which microcontroller were you using in this presentation you showed us?
Okay, so actually we Yantra in this team only we have the drone itself. So we don't have to work over any microcontroller. We have to work over for the Pluto drone. So Pluto drone can work with a ROS itself. So we don't have to. But in at certain points we have to use Arduino Uno. Oh, sorry, Arduino Nano. So they're provided with the Arduino Nano. So we uses development board instead of microcontroller itself to program these LEDs which you are seeing that turning on and off. It is being scheduled by the Arduino Nano itself. So Arduino Nano is also a microcontroller, but it's a development board. So you don't have to use assembly language. I know this is quite confusing for the beginners, but in short, we don't use microcontroller barely in this project. We just use the Arduino Nano itself, and the drone itself is being provided. We can start programming the drone on ROS. So in this theme only, we don't have to work over for the microcontroller. Let me share you another
Okay.
video of my internship. Just hang on a second. Okay, I hope it's visible.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're seeing in this video is that it's basically a gazebo. Now, what is gazebo? So, gazebo is a simulation software of it integrates with ROS and it can simulate your models, which it's widely used for simulating robots. So, in this case, in this our Yantra task itself, we have simulated the drone in the gazebo platform, and in my internship also I designed this drone by myself. In the EYRC, we are being provided with the simulated model of the drone. We just have to start programming over this. But in the internship, what we did is that we designed from scratch the our very own drone, so that it can be used for further robotics, Yantra robotics competition or somewhere else. So you can see that this drone is being designed by our team, which there's a quite help from our mentors also. We are in the team of two, and we designed this drone in ROS Gazebo. ROS is a platform to control over this, and Gazebo is a platform to simulate the model of whatever you are doing. So maybe this is something which is you can't able to get it the very first, but as soon as you enter, you get to know that how a drone works. So basically, in this internship also, we got a huge knowledge of ROS, because we at what we did earlier is that we just started programming on the Python script. But in this internship program, we got to learn more about ROS in depth. We got more to know about Gazebo in depth. Then we got to know about the algorithms which used in drones, all kinds of sensor used in drones. So Yantra provides, if you are in the Yantra robotics competition or Yantra internship program or in Yantra innovation challenge, you got a lots of knowledge about everything. So that's why I am focusing on that. For at least even once, try to participate in the Yantra competition. Maybe you maybe there's if you don't have a good knowledge, maybe you can't able to win. But then also you got to learn about so much stuff that excites you. So that's how our internship and robotics competition went over. So
Okay.
resuming with the doubt session. So can we have another doubts?
Sir, I want to make drones, but I do not know deep in this project. So what should I do?
So actually, if you want to create a drone, so where I started creating drone is that I don't have the programming knowledge at that time to design a drone or something like that. But what I know is that I can make a drone. So what I did is I assembled everything. So very first step you want to make a drone is that get to know the very basics of drone, the physics of the drone. How drone actually moves, how drone actually go left and right forward, all the basic physics of the drone. then started to look over the electronic components or the components which drone uses. There's a feedback system of all the sensors integrated with the motors to make the quadcopter fly, to make the drone fly. So you have to look over for the stuffs about, you got to know about the sensor, how to use them, and then you have to choose your microcontroller, or you can use either the flight controller itself. There are quite a good there are lots of flight controller available over the net which you can use to make your drone. But if you want to start from the very scratch, then you can use an Arduino, or you can use a microcontroller and get into the programming about the drone. So look over for the web about the electronic components, the physics of the drone, and the programming knowledge required by the drone, all the sensor of the drones, and then you can easily make a drone itself. It's not a big deal after that.
Okay, so this is the continuation of the question. Is Nod Nodimenko, I don't know, Nodimenko is good for making drones?
It's Node MCU.
Yeah, sorry.
Actually, you can create a drone with a Node MCU. There is no bad demerits of using a Node MCU. But then also, if you are getting started into it, or you want to build something from a very scratch, then you can use stuffs like microcontrollers to grab a good, if you design something like drone from with just a microcontroller or something like a development board or Node MCU board, you got to know about the drones in very, very depth. But if you don't want to put efforts in designing a drone, rather want to make it autonomous or something like that, then there are lots of flight controllers available to do perform such tasks. So it depends on you which microcontroller you use. As long as it has a microcontroller, it's a development board, either it's a microprocessor like Pi, you can design a drone. It's not a if something is good or something is bad over that.
Okay, so do you suggest any book for learning basics of robotics coding?
Actually, I can't suggest you a book though, because I never studied a book on robotics. But then also you can Google about the books which you can uh, which you can purchase. But then also I would like to say that don't spend money over that. Instead, spend money in buying the components. And if you want to if you want to read something, then just go over for the PDF version. Every book is available right now to learn robotics and such stuff over the internet.
Okay, so there's this last question. Is there any amount we need to pay except for the registration fee?
No, you don't have even pay a single penny rather than registration fee is just introduced this year only, and that's enough. They will provide you everything free of cost. This is just a registration fee for all the the MOOC courses and the the packages they provide you in throughout learning the process. So you don't have to pay any other charges rather than the registration fees.
Okay, so we'll be closing the space in next 30 seconds. So if you have any question, you can either text it in the chat box, or you can unmute yourself and ask yourself.
Uh, Wait a minute, wait a minute. Hey guys, I'm Abhishek Parashar, chairperson of IEEE MSIT. First of all, I'd like to thank Rahul Mishra for such an amazing session and clearing each and everybody doubt. I think most of the people doubts were cleared during the session. If you have some doubts left, we have a special group made for it. You can go very well go there for your doubts. We will get back to you as soon as possible. Adding to it, most of the people were asking how to start in robotics and what to do, where to start, and things like that. Most of the question were this, as far as I know. So for this purpose, IEEE MSIT brings to you a proper tutorial series, starting from very basic in electronics uh, and Arduino, and going to something like Wi-Fi and IoT. Okay, and we have put all the resources where we have learned into one single YouTube video, and we won't be charging anything for it. It's completely free of cost. Just you have to subscribe to IEEE MSIT channel and join our group, which we have already shared. So yeah, this is all we have for you. And we are planning to give certificates for people who create projects at the end of the video, at the end of the tutorial. So you might get projects from IEEE as well. Certificates from IEEE as well, and projects also. If you are doing some project which is suitable for college, we will surely try that we fund that project as well. So this is it. You can continue further.
Okay. So one thing I missed is that, guys, if you are going to participate in the e-Yantra robotics competition, there is a referral code for me is that you can put over there that I referred you into the e-Yantra robotics competition. If I will like to, if you can join that group, which is being shared with the link of this meet, then it will be quite helpful for me and for you guys also. You can ask me any doubt regarding the e-Yantra robotics competition over there, and also I would share my referral code over there so that you can put and join in the e-Yantra robotics competition. And that's it for this discussion. I would like to wish you all the very best luck if you are participating in the Yantra robotics competition. And I will also like to say that keep try to just to start to be in robotics, and it will be very interesting for you. Inshuk, you can continue.
Thank you, Rahul.
And I would request my
Thank
team
you.
to add the group's link and IEEE MSIT YouTube channel link, so you can very well go over there to find interesting stuff. And also, thank you, Rahul, for your amazing inputs. We will surely value this. Any other question? We will Rahul OP in the chat, please. We will end this session with Rahul OP in the chat.
Abhishek, should I stop recording?
Yeah, you can stop.
Okay.